Switchcraft is recorded live 3 times a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern and on Saturday at whatever time I can get to it. Tune in live over at twitch.tv/runjumpstomp. This particular episode of Switchcraft is brought to you by Door to Door Geek. Support Switchcraft and my other content for as little as $1 over at patreon.com/runjumpstomp. There we go. We got that first part done. After this, it's all just muscle memory. You know what I mean? So we'll call that patron. We'll save it. Okay, and then SC 203. Hey, Nintendork, what's up, man? All right. Let's do the sponsor. Okay. Episode 203 of Switchcraft is brought to you by Amazon Prime. I have been a member of Amazon Prime for a very, very long time. Things that we used to go to the store for, we just order it on Amazon and it gets delivered to us a couple of days later. You add that to the fact that they have a music service, they've got video service, and I'm kind of looking forward to watching Jack Reacher on there. Not Jack Reacher, Jack, not Bauer. Jack, what's the... Oh my God. Hold on. Let's start this over. What the heck is the guy's name? Jack something. I stopped recording so I could think about this. He was played by Harrison Ford. He was played... Jack Ryan. That's it. Thank you. Jack Reacher. All right. Let's try this again. Thank you, Nintendork. All right, here we go. Episode 203 of Switchcraft is brought to you by Amazon Prime. I'm a member of Amazon Prime and have been for a very long time. Things that we used to go to the store for, we now just go to Amazon, order them, and they show up at the house a couple of days later. In addition to that, they also have their music service. They've got their video service. I'm really looking forward to watching Jack Ryan on there. That show looks fantastic. In my opinion, this is one of the best subscriptions that you can get today. If you want to check out Amazon Prime for 30 days for free, all that you need to do is head on over to runjumpstomp.com/Amazon Prime. And once you're there, you sign up, you get free month of Amazon Prime so you can check it out. And if you do that, you're directly supporting the show as well. All right, sponsor. Hey, Lego Lawyer, never look back. I looked back. There wasn't anything scary back there, but I had to look. That's right, it's Jim from The Office. Save. Okay, I've got two quick things. I promise they're quick that I want to talk about before I actually get to the news. First is we're coming up on the very end of the giveaway. To celebrate getting 200,000 downloads in 4 months, I'm giving away $60 worth of eShop gift card. If you want in on that, just make sure that you head on over to runjumpstomp.com/giveaway to enter that contest. Secondly, I have decided to start an Aces tournament, Mario Tennis Aces tournament. This is the Nerd Nest Mario Tennis tournament, and all that you have to do is fill out the form over at runjumpstomp.com/aces with your username and your friend code. After we get enough people, I will post the bracket at my website, which is runjumpstomp.com. You'll find your opponent on the bracket. You'll add them to your friend list through their friend code, and then you guys will play against each other. After you play against each other, you will post a screenshot of the winner to a channel that I haven't put in the Discord yet, but I will. It'll probably be called Aces Tournament. And then after the first round, I'll make an updated bracket, and then we will continue. I'll post a new bracket and so on. The winner will get I forgot what it is now, because somebody, Backback B, I believe it was, said that they wanted to add a $10 eShop gift card for the winner. So thank you to BackBackB for providing the $10 eShop gift card, and I'm going to provide a $5 eShop gift card to the person that comes in second place. All right, so you're either going to get 10 or $5 if you get to the end, and I think that that's awesome. So make sure that you join. Again, that is runjumpstomp.com/aces and enter to join our tennis tournament, because we're going to have a lot of fun with that game. All right. I'll just call it aces. Save. One second. Sorry about that. I had to go floss real quick. I found there was something stuck in my teeth. All right, I am back. Now, speaking of contests, there we go. Lego Lawyer wants to know, is Mario Aces fun offline? If you got somebody to play against, then yes. If you don't have somebody to play against, then I would definitely steer clear of it. This is definitely a game that is focused on multiplayer. Oh, yeah, I can't... Okay, so, Vaxxer, the command isn't working for some reason for the showbot. I don't know what to do about it, because if I do exclamation point reset, or was it showbot reset? Here, I have the command built in right here. So, if I put in reset showbot, nothing happens. So I guess I can't use it until I figure it out. All right. Now, what was I going to talk about? I was going to get a drink. That's what I was going to do. Okay. Speaking of contests, Nintendo is actually hosting a contest as well. And their prizes are a lot better than mine. In fact, these are prizes that I am extremely, I covet. These things are really cool. So let's start out. Just check out the overall thing here. There we go. So it says here, 321 Nintendo Labo. Starting today, a free software update will be available for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That's the fantastic racing game on the Nintendo Switch, allowing you to use the Toy-Con motorbike from Nintendo Labo Variety Kit to control your in-game vehicles. So then they've got this picture of Mario driving the little cardboard motorcycle handlebars, which is cool, I guess, but it's not super interesting to me. Like, I don't want to play this way. This has never been something that was interesting to me, but I know that there's people out there who built Nintendo Labo stuff, and the fact that now they have more uses for it, that's cool. And I like that Nintendo did that. It really kind of begs the question, though, why isn't this something that was done at the beginning? You know what I mean? So why didn't Nintendo have this patch ready when Labo launched? It seems like something that how do I want to say this, would have boosted sales for Labo, and this might actually boost sales for Labo. It's not going to get me to buy Labo, but then again, I don't have any problem with Labo. I just don't want extra stuff in my house, if that makes sense. That's not the only piece of quote-unquote exciting news for Labo owners this week. Nintendo is also happy to announce that the categories for the second Nintendo Labo Creators Contest, Best Gaming Experience using Toy-Con Garage, and Best Toy-Con Musical Instrument. They go on to say, fans who submit creations to either of these contests have the opportunity to win some cool limited edition prizes, including a specially designed collectible cardboard inspired Nintendo Switch system, which you are, if you're watching the video, you can see the cardboard Nintendo Switch now, and it looks super cool. Rest assured, it's not actual cardboard, but it looks fantastic, and I really think this looks cool. I would love to have one of these. Unfortunately, this is not something that I can do. Like, I don't have Labo. I'm not interested in Labo, but I'm really interested in that cardboard Switch. You know what I'm saying? Let's go and see what chat is talking about here. Res TV says most likely they're doing this because sales stalled and they are looking to inject some hype. And Lego Lawyer agrees there, and I don't disagree at all. I think that I do agree that sales for Labo have stalled. Every time that I go to the local Best Buy, I see Labo there. Every time there's this, I mean, maybe they're turning around these boxes real fast, but I never see anybody carrying them around in store, and you know, that's really the only place around here where you could buy that stuff. So, I don't know. I think that Labo, while a cool idea, is not something that was marketed particularly well. And I don't know what Nintendo can do about this. I think, you know, this might help a little bit. But I'll tell you what would help a lot is if they just sold these Joy-Cons. If they would just sell these Joy-Cons. Hey, everybody, look. We've got cardboard-style Joy-Cons out there, and Nintendo Labo branded Switch dock. I think that would sell really well, and it would also get people more interested in, man, maybe I should check out this weird cardboard experiment that Nintendo's got going on over there. But anyway, it's too bad that this is a limited edition thing, and whoever wins it will probably just post it to eBay. It'd be awesome if Nintendo made a whole bunch of these and made a bunch of money off of it too. The last thing that I will say is in the press release, it does say Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the first game outside of Nintendo Labo software to receive Toy-Con support, and more titles will be compatible with Nintendo Labo in the future. So who knows what else we're going to see from Nintendo Labo. It just seems weird that Nintendo didn't do this right away instead of waiting the way that they did. There we go. We'll call that Labo. Save. Major MacGyver, that's a good question. You know, Nintendo, they could make a lot of money from people who collect things by making a lot more different colors of Joy-Cons. Especially because, like, in Japan, you can pick your Joy-Con colors when you order your Switch online. So you can, like, go to their website. You can say, I want the left one to be green and the right one to be yellow, and ship it to me. And that's really cool. I don't think that you can do that here in the States at all. Okay. One thing that a lot of people have been, I don't want to say worried about, but maybe one thing that people had concerns about was how is the effect of Nintendo Switch Online service when that launches in September? How is that going to affect the games that we are currently playing? So, for example, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2, ARMS, the Mario Tennis Aces. How are these games, which currently have a larger player base, going to do once the player base now has to pay to go online? And that is a question that Polygon had asked Mr. Nogami, who is the producer of Splatoon 2. Hisashi Nogami, he said that he doesn't think that it's going to actually cause much of an issue. He says, "We don't think it will have no influence. We imagine it will have some sort of influence or effect by the addition of Nintendo Switch Online, but we want to use Nintendo Switch's Online Edition as a way to redouble our commitment to the community and reaffirm that we are going to support this game more and more." This again was from an interview with Polygon. So he's saying basically that, yeah, it's going to have an effect, but rest assured, we're going to keep supporting this game, and that's going to draw the players into the buy-in, because once that September date hits, the number of players that are available for matchmaking are going to decrease. No matter what, it's going to decrease. Now, how much is it going to decrease? Well, that really depends on how well Nintendo markets this. And I know that there's a lot of people out there, myself included, who have berated companies in the past. We've said, listen, you can't split your player base by having some people who can play the multiplayer and some people who can't. So, for example, I'm going to use a first-person shooter. Okay, so let's say that there's a first-person shooter and a lot of people are playing it, and then an expansion for it comes out, and that expansion contains new maps for the multiplayer. Well, now anybody who picked up that expansion has access to these new maps, and anybody who didn't pick up that expansion does not have access to these maps. And now the matchmaking, it makes it harder for these people to play with each other, which is kind of a pain. And because of that, it splits the player base and makes it much less likely that people are going to play. Now, I think that Mr. Nogami is saying we don't anticipate that happening in Splatoon, because we're going to be supporting this game for free quite a long ways into the future, which of course is what they did with Splatoon 1. And ever since the game came out on, I believe it was last summer, they've been supporting it really, really well. Adding new maps, adding new guns, adding new clothes for the characters to wear. So I feel like he's saying that what we're going to be doing is going to be enough to entice players to pay for Nintendo Switch Online. And it's also important to keep in mind that Nintendo Switch Online is a $20 a year cost, but that's for everything on the platform. It's not just for Splatoon 2. So I feel like this is a good. Well, of course, it would be better if it were free, for me anyway, and for a lot of other people. But I think that Nintendo, they're doing exactly the same thing that every other console maker is doing, and they're having us pay for online. And I'm okay with that, especially because it's much cheaper. He was also asked, let's see. What's going to happen? Are we going to get more content like the Octo expansion? And he said, where was it here? It's not to say that there's no possibility that we'll ever consider releasing some paid premium multiplayer content, he explained. Let's see. The main thing is we want to maintain as an even playing field for the players. And like I said before, for me, this is always the best answer. I always want to make sure that you're not paying to win, and that seems most important to him. And for them to say, it's not to say that there's no possibility that we'll ever consider releasing some paid premium multiplayer content. That phrase, it's that there's no possibility, that tells me that there's probably no possibility. Because if there's something that they were working on, then he would probably say, well, you know, maybe we'll do that. But the fact that he's saying, I'm not going to say that we'll never do it, but we're probably not going to, that means they're probably not going to. And I think that that's good. I like what they did with the Octo expansion, where they launched new content for the people who are, you know, rabid fans of the game. And that content didn't split the player base. So we'll see how it goes. I think that September is going to have a big question mark for online games on Nintendo Switch. Oh no. Yeah, the music's not recorded. I mean, the music's recorded in the the music's not recorded in my my Audacity. It's just recorded in the video. So, uh can you guys were able to hear me over it, right? File safe project. It was fine. Okay. All right. Awesome. Thanks for trying to let me know. If I look at chat while I'm talking, I lose my train of thought. So I try not to look at it at you guys while I'm talking because I don't want to get distracted and I can't get my thoughts out. In fact, most of the time when I start stuttering over whatever it is that I'm going to say, it's because I stopped for a second to read something that chat said. And now my brain, while trying to finish my thought, is also trying to come up with a response to whatever it is that was said. Sometimes I'm just dumb. Can't believe I left that going. Well, it was muted for me, so like my on my keyboard, I just got to have a mute button. I hit it, and I can't hear anything that happens. All right. One of my all-time favorite games for the Nintendo Switch, and actually for any platform, is Rocket League. Rocket League is this ridiculously cool game where you drive around rocket-powered cars that can jump and fly through the air, and you play soccer with them by hitting a gigantic soccer ball and trying to get it in the net. Or sometimes it's a basketball or a hockey puck or whatever it is. And I'm a huge fan of Rocket League, and I don't get to play that game enough, but it's super fun. And if you have not picked that up, you definitely should. And I'll talk about how you should pick that up in just a second. But Rocket League is about to have a new update. This is update 1.4.8. It's going to be released tomorrow, and which would be June 27th. If you are listening to this after the fact, it's probably already out. And it'll come out at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. CEST. If you don't live in one of those time zones, you know, go to time zone calculator and you can figure out what time that's going to come out for you. The patch notes and the known issues will be posted tomorrow morning before the update is released. Now, I asked our resident Rocket League expert because I like playing the game a lot, but I suck at it, and I don't really follow its development super closely. So I asked the Casual Cleric, who's a member of our community here in the Nerd Nest, and I said, "What's going on here? What do we expect?" And he said, "I'm guessing that there's a new XP format, as well as many bug fixes." And maybe cross-platform parties, but I don't know if this is the big update or not. So let me talk about these different things. What a lot of people are expecting to happen with Rocket League is a battle pass system. And if you are not familiar with that, it's probably because you haven't checked out Fortnite yet. Fortnite has, and I don't know if Fortnite was the first game to really start doing this, but they have found a new monetization model that is brilliant in the way it can really rake in the money for the developer, and completely fair. And I love it. I think it's fantastic. So let me explain what the Battle Pass systems is, and hopefully that's what's coming to Rocket League. So the Battle Pass system basically is you'll have like in Fortnite, you've got 10 weeks of Battle Pass. So you buy the Battle Pass. And it's like $10. And for the next 10 weeks, you start to rank up throughout the Battle Pass. And in the Battle Pass, at rank 7, you get this. In rank 8, you get this. And in rank 9, you get that. Chat is telling me that Dota 2 has been doing it forever. And there you go. I had no idea because I don't play Dota 2. So, like I was saying, after... at each rank, as you level up, you get this gear, and it's cosmetic gear that does not affect the gameplay. And you can look ahead in the battle pass system to see exactly what is it that you're going to unlock, and it kind of gives you this motivator to keep coming back to the game over and over, because you know, oh well, I'm only 3 levels away from getting this unlock, and I'm only 10 levels away from getting this unlock. And I think it's a really good monetization model. It allows companies to make more money, because a lot of people won't admit it, but the overall cost of making video games has skyrocketed, and the amount of money that we're paying for them due to inflation has plummeted. So it makes it more and more difficult for these game companies to make a profit. Not that they're destitute out on the streets penniless, but it is difficult for them to make money because of the expense and the money that we pay. And rather than having us pay, $100 for a game, they find other ways to entice us to pay them money. And I'm not opposed to that. I think that's okay. So when this comes to Rocket League, it's going to be called Rocket Pass. And I think that that's really cool. And it's definitely something that I would look into myself. All right. The second thing that he said is maybe cross-platform parties. So if you are unfamiliar with that, in Rocket League right now, I can log in and start playing against somebody who's on... if I'm playing on my Switch, I can play against people who are on PC. I can play against people who are on Xbox. I can have those people on my team, but as of now, I can't make a team with people who are not on my platform of choice. So if I'm on the Switch, I can't send out an invite to people on Xbox. However, Minecraft just came out, and that is allowing that to happen quite easily. You can easily get play together with somebody on Xbox through the Nintendo Switch. You can play together with somebody on PC on the Nintendo Switch. And so that's showing that it's definitely possible, and it makes a lot of sense for Psyonix, I think is the name of the company off the top of my head. I could be getting that wrong, but it makes a lot of sense for the Rocket League's developer to be bringing that out tomorrow, since they said forever ago, I mean, when the game first came out, they said, look, we're working on making this happen. It's just going to take some time. So I'm very excited about that. Don't expect to be able to play with people on PS4 because Sony's being a bunch of jerks, but that's beside the point. And I told you before that if you didn't already own Rocket League, now is the time. It is currently $5 off on Amazon right now. That's for a digital code. You can get a digital code for Rocket League for $15. And I think that's a steal. It's definitely something that you want to pick up if you haven't already done so. And in addition to that, I want to say this about Rocket League and digital codes. This is definitely a game that you want to have on your Switch all the time, because you can easily jump into a game for 5 minutes, play real quick, and actually, because of replays and stuff, the average game time, I would guess, is probably 7 minutes or so. But it has this quick get in and get out kind of play, and it really plays like a dream, both in handheld and docked. And so if you haven't already picked it up, use the link in the show notes to pick up the game for $5 off. And that code directly supports my show because it's my Amazon affiliate link, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. In fact, it's $5 cheaper. There we go. Oh, I really hope so. I mean, if it works, then I'll be able to play with people who are on my Nintendo Switch friend list, people who are on my PC friend list, and between those two, I've got like 1 million people to play with. Major MacGyver, when Switch Online happens, do you think we will get some type of voice chat like Xbox parties? I would not expect that, because Nintendo really wants us to focus on their Nintendo Switch Online mobile app, which you can talk like on this to people in Splatoon, and I expect them to they're either going to push this app a lot more, and you'll start to see things in here that are not Splatoon 2, um, or they're just going to continue to ignore voice chat, which is just stupid. It's just stupid, Nintendo. Come on. All right. I want to check and see how long the episode is before I go any further. Tracks, align tracks end to end. All right. Control Z, Control 2, save. I don't think it's a cool app. I'm not a fan of this app. But I will say, you know what? 22 minutes. Yeah, okay. So I was going to move on to the next story, but Major MacGyver in chat just asked, do I think that we're going to be getting more Xbox-style voice chat when Nintendo Switch Online comes out later this year? And I was kind of in the middle of my reply, and I decided that I wanted to record it so that I could get my thoughts out there. And my reply is basically that Nintendo, I believe that they want to continue pushing their Nintendo Switch Online iOS and Android app. That's where you kind of connect to your phone in order to do the voice chat, which is a really silly move. And what I expect to happen is that Nintendo is either going to start populating this app with other games, because right now when you look at the app, it's just Splatoon. Like there's only Splatoon in there. Or they're going to continue ignoring voice chat, which is just crazy that they're doing that. I mean, when they first said that they were going to bring this app out, I fully expected that as new games came out like ARMS or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or Mario Tennis Aces, that we would have those little icons showing up in our iOS app so that we could talk to each other that way. And a lot of us were arguing, well, maybe Nintendo isn't going to add in voice chat due to some kind of strange, it's not going to work, some hardware related reason. But then Fortnite came out, and Fortnite has voice chat built in. So what I expect to happen is that it's up to third parties to deal with it themselves. So like Epic Games decided we're going to do our own voice chat. Nintendo, whether you're going to help us or not, move on. And I think for first party games, we're probably never going to get voice chat unless it's coming unless it's going to be through this app. Because while this app is okay, the app on the phone got really bad feedback from myself included, because when it first came out, the major problem that I had with the app is that you couldn't close it. Like if I closed it, my voice connection went away, and they fixed that. So I feel like even though I don't like the app, it's not as horrible as everyone says. It worked really well when I used it. I don't use it very often because I have Discord. Discord is far superior. When I am playing at my computer, I can have my headphones here. They can connect to Discord and they can connect to my Switch, and they listen to everything at the same time. That's really because of my setup as a streamer and a podcaster that I can do that. Not everybody can do that. But I don't think we're going to be getting any Xbox Live style voice chat ever from Nintendo Switch. However, third-party companies, I bet that we're going to see more and more third-party companies come in with voice chat. Now, do I expect a company like EA to do that? No, because they didn't even bother letting you play with your friends on FIFA 17 because it wasn't built into the Switch. They were like, well, I mean, the Switch doesn't have it built in where you can just invite people, so we're just not going to do that. Now, they are going ahead and doing that for FIFA 18, but I don't expect us to get things like that from EA. But you know, maybe Paladins will have voice chat later on, and maybe some other cool third-party games will have voice chat built in later on. Looking at chat, Pudding says, I agree, but I don't think it will affect games like Mario Kart or Splatoon or Smash. Oh my God, Smash. We should be able to talk to each other in Smash and, you know, smack talk. TF Wagner says, phone Bluetooth is so much better for handling voice chat. Res TV says that it seems like it's a more likely option after Fortnite because it's not a huge load on the CPU. Obviously, Fortnite is a pretty intensive game on the Nintendo Switch, and they're able to swing it, so I don't think that that's really an issue. Res TV says, as far as I know from reading the dev docs that are out there, the base OS is mostly unloaded when a game is running, so that would have to change. Well, but okay, Res TV, then how is it that Fortnite can do it? They must be rolling their own then. And if that means that the third-party developers can do that, then why not? Vaxer says, you will get voice chat in FIFA if you buy the DLC. That's awesome. All right, let's move on. That's great, Vaxer. Oh, an OS level party system. I understand what you mean. Which is awesome. Like, my son and I use the PS4 party system all the time. It's great. All right. It is the best joke Vaxer's ever made. All right, our last story for today is Shintaro Furukawa. He is going to be named Nintendo's 6th president and will be sworn in later this week. And he was talking to a Japanese business newspaper called Sanai Biz. And he said that the goal for Nintendo's smartphone business is he's hoping it will hit we'll say $911 million in net profit. That's their goal for next year, which is pretty high. Now, if you have not been paying attention, right now Nintendo has, 4 games on mobile? They have Fire Emblem Heroes, they have Super Mario Run, Animal Crossing, Pocket Camp, and what is the one that I'm not thinking of? Maybe it's just 3. Mitomo, maybe? I'm not sure. Anyway, so they've got a couple games out there, and I don't think that these games are going to hit that much profit. So what we do expect to hear from soon is Mario Kart Tour, or World Tour, I think it is, which is an iOS Android version of Mario Kart. We really don't know much about it other than they've said that it's coming. And he said that basically they want to he thinks that the smartphone version, the smartphone market, there we go, I can't talk sometimes, is so important. He wants to make it one of Nintendo's pillars, the third pillar. Now, almost invariably, every time Nintendo talks about a third pillar of their business plan, one of the 2 existing pillars goes away. Okay, so right now, he's talking about we've got 2 pillars. We've got the Nintendo Switch. We've got the 3DS. We're going to add a third pillar to that to help prop up everything, and that's going to be Nintendo's mobile strategy. So I don't see the Switch going anywhere. And Nintendo keeps saying that the 3DS isn't going anywhere, and it looks like maybe they're going to continue with this 3-pillar strategy. Though we didn't see anything at E3 this year about the 3DS, his phrasing here about it being a third pillar, it screams to me that they're going to come out with the axe and chop down the 3DS system. And while I have been a big proponent of that, I don't see them doing it because it's a very low entry. You know what? I'm going to change what I'm going to say here. I'm kind of thinking about this as I talk, and Nintendo is going to, what I expect is Nintendo is going to be cutting out the 3DS as soon as they start making a real profit from smartphone games. The reason why is because lots and lots of kids have these devices, and lots of parents have these devices, and they hand, mom hands this to the kid and says, okay, go ahead and play this game while we're at the store and I'm shopping and you're bored. Here, you can play this. And it's the fact that the parents don't have to go out and buy a device to do this with. I think that the 3DS is going to get supplanted by smartphone games from Nintendo. I don't think it's going to happen this year. I think that, maybe next year or the year after, but the 3DS support from Nintendo is going to start to dry up very, very soon. And if I had to choose between Nintendo making smartphone games and Nintendo making 3DS games, I would pick 3DS games every day of the week because I hate playing games on my phone. I very much prefer physical controls, and that sucks for me. But you know what? Maybe they'll be so fantastic that I won't even care. All right. We'll go ahead and save that. Smartphone. Save. All right. Oh, wait a second. I got a video coming out that I want people to see. And I don't remember what it is. I'll just lightning around these last two things. Okay. That comes out on the 27th, so tomorrow. Okay. All right, real quick before we take off, I've got two videos that I want you guys to check out. First off, if you have played Paladins on the Nintendo Switch, it is buggy, but really, really fun, and I hope that those bugs get worked out. But I recently posted this really quick, like 45-second video where a bug that happened to my son and I'm curious if anybody else has run into something like that. So make sure that you check out that over at that video over at my YouTube channel. And then tomorrow on the 27th, I think at like noon or something, my first look at a game called Figment is going to come out. So make sure that you check out both of those videos at my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/runjumpstomp. Now, before we get out of here, I just want to mention that if you want to check out the full show, make sure that you understand that a lot of times the stuff that we talk about when I talk on the audio portion of the show, there's a lot of stuff that we talk about between those segments and you miss out on that stuff. So if you want to watch the full show, then head on over to twitch.tv/runjumpstomp. You can watch live, or you can watch these videos after the fact over at youtube.com/runjumpstomp. Finally, if you are looking to support my channel or my work, my content, head on over to runjumpstomp.com/thank-you. There's a whole bunch of links there that you can use to help me out and to help me create content like this. And big thank you for all of the people who have already supported. You guys are awesome. We've got some fantastic, awesome people here in chat, and the show definitely would not be the same without them. So I don't think that I saw her say anything, so I'm not going to call her out, but I see you there, and I appreciate it. All right, so Kodiak Moonwolf is here, Vaxer is here, Back B. We've got Ian Fusion, Lego Lawyer, Link31254, Major MacGyver, Mr. Cool Red, Luigi, Abigail 13. I see you there, Abigail. It's been a long time. Mr. Pokemon, Pudding, Res TV, TF Wagner, VNK, Virgo Pros, and all of the lurkers. I will see you all next time. You guys are awesome. I appreciate every time you guys come and hang out with me. Bye-bye.